Hey kids, welcome back to Worth the Spin. I'm your host, Just Jack. It's Just Jack today. Just Jack. All right, hey, welcome in. The new and used record store sign is on the Fritz. It's over there. We'll get her going. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have watched and enjoyed any of my past videos. And going forward, I hope you enjoy my videos going forward. Yada, yada, yada. It's in the script. All righty, hey. All right, today we're going to talk about the Black Crowes. Yeah. One of my all-time favorite bands. You got to love the Black Crowes, man. Come on. We're going to talk about a box set that I got in the mail. Have you seen my TikTok video thing? I think it is. I posted. I'm trying to get into some other avenues of social media to kind of advertise the channel. Bring in more business, as they say. Anyway, a little joke on there about the box from the end of the movie 7. If you've seen that movie. If you haven't, it's a kind of a meme that goes around the internet about what's in this box at the end of the film that Brad Pitt's looking into. And some of you may know what's in there. Some of you may not. For you who do not, I'll tell you right now what's in that box that Brad Pitt's looking into. The Black Crowes, Southern Harmony Musical Companion. That's what was in that box. You're saying, what? I've seen that movie. That's not what was in that box. That was what was in that box. All right, so today we're going to talk about my all-time favorite Black Crowes album, Southern Harmony Musical Companion. This is the Crowes' second release, and their best to date, in my opinion. I love this album. It is an incredible piece of artistry. So I got the box set, and I'm a little behind here, I admit, and I usually am, because you know me. Usually on these more expensive box sets, I try to kind of wait until they go down in price, or I can find them used or something like that. Because a lot of these box sets are really nice, and they have some good stuff in them. But when you get down, you look at that base price, and for what you're getting, it's kind of a lot of money, especially nowadays with things the way that they are. These bigger box sets are a little tough to digest. So this one's actually from 2023, so I'm a little behind on getting this one, but it's well worth the wait, and this just got awesome stuff in it. So let's talk about it. So first off of the bat, let me move all the records so they don't fall in the floor. So it comes in this really nice sturdy box, and I got to tell you, this is straight off the Black Crowes website, and they do an excellent job. This is my second purchase from the Black Crowes website, third. I also got a Morica from them, and the Live at the Greek Jimmy Page set from them. They say shipping in a box. It's twice, 3 times the size of the box set you're ordering. There's another thick insert inside, and these set all the way down in there, and then there's bubble wrap, and they're very well protected. And I got to tell you, man, they do an excellent job of getting these to you in nice mint condition. So my hat's off. Well, don't have my hat. To the Black Crowes. Only small peeve I got, and it bugs me because it's right on the front and I can't not see it. There's this little slight tear right here, which, in the grand scheme of the world, that's not that big a deal. But it bugs me. And it's one of the reasons that, I take my records out of box sets and sleeve them all individually and then put the box separate from the records, because if you're going to pull them in and out and you can't protect these things, and it's hard to get any protector things to put over these to protect them, then they're going to get messed up. I try to cut the plastic on this like I do some of them, so that you could cover the front still and keep any damage from happening to it. But this opens differently than most box sets, so it's a little difficult to do, and it wouldn't stay on, so I just took it off the rest of the way. And I'm just going to set it up somewhere, and like I do the others, and not touch it, because I didn't buy it for the box. I bought it for the music inside. So it comes as a really nice thick box to house all the wonderful albums that come in it. It opens up like so. If you'll bear with me, it opens up like this, which is cool. So your usual, pull the top off all together. It's hinged there. And inside. So inside you have the records, you have this nice little black envelope thingy, and there's a book in there. And like some of these box sets do, they have this little tie, this little tab you can pull, this ribbon, to pull the contents up out of the box, which I try not to do because sometimes those are not well made, or the tray that's inside the box, I should say, is not well made. It's kind of thin, and you do that and the weight of the records and stuff will rip it. It happened on my Sgt. Pepper Half Master Anniversary set, and so I try not to use that for that. And I pulled on there once, and that was original to get it out of the box the first time, and yeah, it just kind of tore like a ½ inch into the tray that's in the box. So not a fan of the ribbon pull things out. I just kind of tilt it and let them come out. Okay, so talk about more important things. The contents you get, the first thing you get is this Southern Harmony Musical Companion Hymnal book, which is pretty cool. And the whole concept behind this book is the fact that the title is based off of a 1835 hymnal. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And so the Black Crowes thought they would reproduce one and give you a little bit of history on the record and stuff of that nature. Those pages are blank. So we have some blank pages in here. And then you go past the blank pages. I don't know why they're blank. And then you have a little blurbs here from Chris on the album itself. They're kind of cool. And then towards the end, which is even cooler, you get lyrics, and sorry I can't say it too bad. I don't open them all the way because you get creases, and I'm just one of those people. So there's the music. So I guess you could sit down and play this if you want. Yeah, I'm not big on. So it's cool. I read through it. It's kind of neat. So I read through it once. It's going to go back in the box. It's probably the last time I'll look at it. These are neat little things, and I like when they throw this stuff in. It helps make it a little bit worth the money. But I don't spend a lot of time obsessing over these little trinkets and stuff that come in there. This is the hype sticker from the front of the plastic. I was going to stick it to the box itself, but then I thought, maybe not. So I just left it there, and we'll put it in this book. And this is a cool little book. It comes with it, and it's got a nice little niche. See if I can show you. And it fits right down in there like so. Alrighty. Next item up for bid is this. This is on the back of the box. Just, gives info on what songs and stuff are in this box set. So we'll set that down in there because that's got to go somewhere. And you get this nice little black envelope here. A little info as we go along. Hot off the press to Shake Your Money Makers. And constant touring because that album was such a hit. The Crowes were pretty wore out, and they got ready to go back into the studio to record their second album, which is this one here. And with that, Black Crowes have always been known, a little infighting between the Robertson brothers. A few fist fights in the studios, arguments, things of that nature. It's tough being a Black Crow. I don't know. But it's kind of the history. They've toned down here in recent years, and they're not quite, as ruly as they used to be. But, yeah, Black Crowes is an interesting band. They're a great band, though. Mark Ford left, and Jeff Kreese come into as lead guitarist, and Eddie Hirsch stayed on as full-time keyboard player for this album and for the band itself. One of the neat things is they got a lot of creative freedom with this because the first album was such a hit. They did this whole album with 1 to 2 takes of every song, and it was done in about 8 days. So it was a pretty impressive thing to do. And I think sometimes when bands are allowed that creative process and are allowed to go in and say, this is what we want. And the Beatles, as we talk about all the time, is a perfect example of that. So when they get to go in there and they get to say, do what you want, make it good, though, and they go in and they're allowed to have that creative freedom and really play and gel as a band. And they toured, they played so much together during Shake Your Money Maker tour, like over 100 150, I think 150 tour dates in a year, you know, that helps make you a better, tighter band. So coming into a project like this, you know, you're more experienced with one another, and you know who does what best, and it makes you a more tighter band, I think. And I love the fact that this is, to me, this is such a different contrast of an album composed to Shake Your Money Maker, where this has more of a kind of gospel and southern spiritual feel to it, kind of gospel spiritual traditions type thing, and the songs really play out well with this, I think, with that feel. It's got that rocky blues feeling to it, and that's when the Crows, I think, are at their best, is when they're playing this type of music. You get some lithographs with it. They're interesting. They're neat. Not anything great. I'd rather had something else tossed in here, like, I don't know, something. But I'm not a big fan of these kind of things, just from the fact that I don't hang them up. You can pin holes in them or tape on them, it tears them, and they just, you know, time you're done, put them on the wall, and you decide to take them back off or whatever. They kind of get messed up and stuff. So, but anyway, these are kind of cool. You get them in there, and this is one of them. You get 4. That's one. And do them in a reverse order that they're stacked in here, because this first one's an interesting one, and I'm not quite sure why. We took that pose. This is the second one. Somebody looks like they could have used a couple cheeseburgers back in the day. Just saying. Just saying. This one's kind of like this. I like the black and white ones. I think those are, they add a lot of, black and white, you know, it has a lot of definition in that stuff, I think, a lot of times. So, and then there's this one, which is a confusing photograph. Anyway, here you go. I'll just let you look at it. All right. And released on May 12th of 1992. This was number 1 on Billboard's 200 album chart. Let that last one stick in your subconscious for a while. I had 4 number 1 hits off of it. Should have been more, but had 4 number 1 hits off of it. Yeah, Thorn in My Pride, Hotel Illness, Remedy, and Sting Me. Those were the 4 number 1 hits off this. Again, that's your little portfolio comes with it. So there you go. That comes in that nice little box. That's what you get with it. Not a lot of. When you look on a website, it looks like you're getting a whole ton of like stuff, you know. But it's pretty much what you're getting. So throw that ribbon back in there because we're done with this box. We'll close her back up, and she'll go on the shelf like so. All right, let's take a look at what you get as far as records, because that's what really matters. You get a remastering of the album itself, which sounds really excellent, by the way. Front cover. This is one of those, again, when they do these, they just kind of carbon copy the original album, and that's fine with me. I don't mind that they do that. Okay, and same with the record. You got pretty much the same labels you got on the original release. Side A, Side B, and one of the things I think this is one of the, to me, I think to a lot of fans, is one of the best guitar albums of all time. Rich really plays some really excellent guitar, not just on here, but I think I did a review on the Feathered thing, Band of Feathers, whatever it is, that just came out, and I talked about what an excellent job he's done on guitar on that. Right out of the gate, first song, it's like really heavy stuff, good stuff. You know, it's the same with Southern Harmony. It's just excellent stuff on there. So this next record is some unused stuff, outtakes, and some B-sides, because at the time this came out in 90, 91, 92, we were still doing 45s, so you still had your B-sides out there. I love this cover. Now this should have been one of the portrait things that was included in there. I think they should have done this as one of those, because I would have hung that up on the wall, or maybe a little, you know, a poster of this would have been cool, but it had been rode, because if you like fold it up, the creases would have messed it up. But I love this. I love this little cover that's on this bonus disc. I think this is a really, really cool picture. That's your front of that. This is your back side. It shows you what's on here. You got some great unreleased and B-side stuff. Not a ton of stuff. I was hoping for a whole lot more. But then your second side is a little live. Says live in studio January 4th, 1992. So it's good stuff. I'm not a huge live fan, just because like, you know, I saw the Crows once live. It was a great show. It was a great show. But it's hard to like sing along, because you know, I like to sing along with the artists, you know, and stuff. And Chris is kind of all over the map, and he changes words and over extends wording. There's another word there. English language is tough for me. I said that before, but yeah, but it was still a cool show. It was awesome to see the energy and stuff that they do, and the whole stage performance. It was just a really kick-ass experience. So your third album in here is a two-set live album. And this is Houston, Texas, February 6th, 1993. And that's your front cover. Take these out and you can see your back. There's your back cover. And this will be your inside, another gatefold. Alright. Then let's take a look at the records real quick. We're not going to look at both, just one, because it's basically the same as the labels that are the same. And they're based off the original labeling. So these are cool. And the Curls are great live, I'm not going to lie, you know. But I'm not a big fan. Some songs, I'm just not a big fan of live music. I like to go see it and enjoy it, but some bands just kind of, songs that you know and you love, and they sound a certain way on a record, you go and see them live, and it's, you know, it's a totally different experience, and it should be. But some bands kind of can mess up a really good song doing it live, and then there are bands who take a studio song and do it live, and it's a whole lot better. There are some songs that are just, they sound better live than they do as studio songs. To me, you got Paul McCartney coming up. The live version exceeds the studio. You've got what's those kids from right down the street down here, man? They're always out here playing in their yard. My brain works that way, guys. I apologize. My brain works that way. Sometimes it just totally blanks out. Sometimes it has bits and pieces of information. I have a thing going on with it, and that's an effect of it. I've tried this video a few times, and every time my brain's not been the best today. I apologize ahead of time. Cheap Trick. Dang, an easy name. Cheap Trick. Want You to Want Me, live at Budokan. That version is far better than the studio version is. And then you got Riding the Storm Out. That is superb. The live version to me is superb compared to the studio version. Then you've got a couple of other songs that my mind can't get to working today enough to speak proper English, so it's hard to remember anything. And I've tried this video a few times this morning, and I've not had a lot of luck in the thinking department, so we're going to roll with it the way it is. But yeah, so this is a great set. It's a great, you know, it's a fantastic album. So the set's great. I'd like to saw some more stuff included, some more like outtakes and that, but from what I'm reading, this was pretty much the outtakes that they had that were included on here. You got, some of these were like B-sides, so a lot of this stuff I'm sure you're familiar if you're a Crows fan. 99 Pounds, you know, Rainy Day Woman, 12 and 35, Boomer Story, Darling of the Underground Press, you know, and then the live is just stuff off the album. Bad Luck, Blue Eyes, Goodbye, Sometimes Salvation, Black Moon, Creeping, and Sting Me. Sting Me is a slower version. Not crazy about that, I will tell you that. It's better as a fast-paced song than a slower rendition. But still an awesome song. The live album's good. All the stuff on here sounds really good. I was happy with it. The last side, Sometimes Salvation Remedy. You got a lot of really good stuff. They extended those songs out and guitar solos and stuff, and it's really excellent. So it's good. It's good. Just not one of them people. I'm not a live fan on record, and I'm not a greatest hits person. Greatest hits is kind of, you've already bought it all, so you're buying it again. And then, sometimes I'll add 1 or 2 new songs on there, and it's like, you're paying a lot of money just for that 1 or 2 songs. I'm not saying I haven't done it, and I won't probably going forward. I'm just saying, not as big a fan of greatest hits as some people are, unless it's a band. Like my wife's big greatest hits. She's certain bands she doesn't really like a lot of the album cuts, whereas I'm more of an album cut guy than the stuff you hear on the radio over and over all the time. So it's just, it's your own personal taste. All right, so that's a look at the Black Crowes box set. And yeah, it's fan-doodly-tastic, man. It's certainly worth the spin. If you're a Black Crowes fan, it's a must-have. So I have 3 of these sets that they've produced now. There was one for Shake Your Money Maker, which I never got around to getting that one. And that one, I believe, is long sold out. Probably because that's their most popular album. So I've missed that one, but I could find it later on down the road. I know there's the 30th anniversary deal that they put together. They had at the shows, and when I was at the concert, I was going to get it. And then I was like, I'm not going to get it until I leave, because you're responsible for this record during the concert. You don't want to get broken or walk off and leave it sitting in a chair or on the lawn, wherever you're sitting. And it's such a mad rush to get out of there that there were some lines. There's like, my wife wanted to go. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to stick around and wait to buy it. I'll buy it later. I'll see it in the store, and I've never seen it in the store. And it's online, so I can probably still get it online. So I need to get that one day. But yeah, this is a fantastic set, so I highly, highly recommend it. The book doesn't stay in the little cubby. It's bouncing around like crazy in there. But I guess you put the records in there at will. But again, I store mine outside. It's just easier. All right, so there you go. That's my review of the Southern Harmony and Musical Companion box set from blackcrowes.com. You can probably find it some other places. It's certainly worth the spin, but I'm a firm believer if you can get these things a little cheaper, get them a little cheaper. They're just expensive. Things are just so tight nowadays, and yeah, if you can get them a little cheaper, why wouldn't you? All right, so it's well worth it. Get it, and that's what I got for you today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. A few little technical glitches in there. The brain, like I said, the brain's not working well today. It's going to be a long night for that, but it is what it is. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, let me get the fancy graphics here, because sometimes I forget even that, and they sit right there in front of me. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, please. I would appreciate it. Makes me feel loved, and we all want to feel loved. Subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll know when I have new video content up, which I'm working on 1 to 2 videos a week. That's my attempt. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, so that's what I got for you there. And don't forget, this Saturday is Record Store Day. I will be out too early, because I got a place that I go in the mall here by me. I know the mall. Yeah, there's still a couple around. And I go there. I like the way he does it. Everything's in one row going straight down. Everybody just single files in. You go right down that row. You pick your stuff and keep moving. And there's none of this crazy everybody jogging in and tearing the place up and trying to get, the really hot ones, or what they think is going to be hot for eBay and all that stuff. It's a nice straight shoot through. So Taylor Swift involved again this year, so that means you got to get there a little earlier than you normally would, because all the fans will be out to get it, and then you got the scalpers who are going to be out with their 10 buddies to try to get 20 copies and put them on eBay right away, which I think is already happening. So there you go. Rumor has it, this is what I've read, and I'm not seeing any real facts of this, is that Paul McCartney is going to release a few copies of his new upcoming album. It doesn't come out for another month, a little over a month yet, for Record Store Day. But I'm not seeing anybody who says that they've received that, or that that's a true fact. So I think some sites are running a pre-order. You can pre-order it now, and then you'll get it when the album actually comes out. And it's an indie exclusive. It's pink. I haven't decided yet. I've got 2 copies of it pre-ordered, and I feel silly now. I think he's kind of going into the Taylor Swift arena, where you got to have 20 different colors. I think he's up to 12 different colored vinyls for this one. And most of them are exclusive to somewhere. So, yeah, I don't know. I kind of have this feeling, personal, that I just kind of feeling this is it for Paul. I think this is a deep look back kind of album, and I think that he's not saying it, and he's not saying anything that or done anything that's indicated it, but I kind of think this is going to be it for Paul. I think eventually it'll come out that this will be the last album he'll make, and that's a shame. And I hope I'm wrong, but I kind of get the feeling this is it for Sir Paul. I think this album will probably be the last that we ever get in the McCartney discography. And yeah, this looks to be a fantastic album. Sorry, from what I've heard so far, it's great. I can't wait to get it and listen to it. It's a little bit more than a month away. So, but yeah, the rumors out there that's what I've heard, that some copies may pop up on Record Store Day. So we'll see. I'm ready for Record Store Day, as ready as I can be. Got my oldest son and his wife going with me. So I got things planned out with them so we can get there early and get a spot and try to get all the releases. I think I want 6 things this year. There's a Motley Crue release, another Doors release, 2 George Harrisons, John Lennon, and Doctor Who. If you're familiar with that, this is old classic Doctor Who, not whatever they got going on nowadays. If you're a fan of it, that's cool. I'm not a fan of the new stuff. I'm more of a fan of the older 60s stuff, and that's what this soundtrack is. It's from the older 60s stuff. And I think that's the ones that I have plotted out that I want. Oh, and the Taylor Swift's, that's 7. So yeah, that's going to be way more expensive enough for me on there. I'm glad that's all there is this year. It's a lot of stuff there. Some more stuff I'm kind of interested in, but given what prices are usually on Record Store Day albums, I kind of being reserved because that's a lot of money. It's just a lot of money, but I hate missing stuff like that because you never know. You can either turn around and it wasn't as popular and you can find it everywhere at retail, or a little less, or it's crazy limited and you can't get it unless you pay 3, 4, 5 times the value of it. And I certainly don't want to do that. So that's where we stand with that. So I hope you guys are out there for Record Store Day, contemplating the idea of doing a video on Record Store Day. I don't know if it'd be very interesting. It'd be me standing in line with my son talking to people and going through the store and buying some records. But I am contemplating doing a little video on that, just kind of my Record Store Day experience. We'll see what happens with that. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. All right. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. And again, like I said, give it a thumbs up if you did. Maybe subscribe. If you subscribe, just make me feel good because I know I'm loved. And sprinkle a little love out there on the world because it's a crazy place. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on. And yeah, we need all the love we can get. We really do. And do one kind deed for somebody today if you don't mind. Buy them a coffee. Give the guy on the corner $1 or $2. Tell somebody, hey, your socks look really nice. I wish I owned a pair like that. Whatever. Just something to make somebody feel better. Because that's what it's about in life, is making one another feel better, not tearing one another down. So let's all be positive, cheerful, happy, and show love. Alrighty. So I will talk to you later. Will probably be after Record Store Day. So hope you enjoyed this video. And be careful on Record Store Day because it can get crazy out there too. Remember, they're only records, guys. They're just records. That's it. Alrighty. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see y'all later.